The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. Christmas Eve, December 23rd, as we come into the holiday weekend, folks. The last trading day before Christmas. Markets close tomorrow, December 24th, in honor of Christmas. On Saturday, December 25th this year. Markets coming into the holiday, positive prices right now. Pretty remarkable, the resurgence we've had this week. If I told you Monday morning, folks, at about noon Eastern time, when we're trading at 45.20, that we're going to come into Christmas at all-time highs. Now, folks, we still got about 43 points. We're almost a full percent off those levels. But, man, the market hasn't even opened yet. We got 23 minutes to go until the opening bell. There's your all-time high right there, folks, 47.43. Last Thursday, we'll back it up even a little bit further for a 30-minute to get the full context of where we were. There's Wednesday's action with the Fed. You trade into Thursday morning to all-time highs of 47.43. Quite a resilient market, to say the least, folks. I don't think you would have put it as very high odds that we would finish back above 4,700. Nonetheless, possibly challenging all-time highs. When we come into this week, 220 points. We're going to rise like 5%. We're up 180 points right now. What would that be? You're talking about 220 points would be about 5%. So you're about 4% off the lows this morning, from Monday morning, just this week alone. Can't overstate the type of volatility we're getting in both directions right now. NASDAQ 100, almost back up to those highs. We're only 250 points away in the NASDAQ 100. You're positive by 36 points. The Dow, you're talking about 300 to 350 points away from where we were Thursday morning, 35,732. We got the VIX, 2160. All the volatility getting sucked out of this market as the market just charges higher. Bitcoin sitting at about 48,000 right now. Crude, check out the acceleration in crude as we see a drawdown in the inventories. Yesterday, crude 73.14, quite the acceleration as well this week. If I told you that crude was going to finish above where we were last week, what would have been the probability of that at 66.12? Nonetheless, we're trading with a 73 handle as we go into the Christmas holiday. You got gold up $4. Gold coming up near the highs we had last Friday. Gold up about $4.80 to be exact at 18.07. Silver right now is flat at 22.81. We jumped to notes and bonds. Pretty calm action when you take a look at where we were. Same thing with notes and bonds. We give it all back. The acceleration Thursday, we see higher price and lower yield. And just like that, we give it all back starting on Monday. You trade from 131.19. We're down almost a full point. You trade up a point and down a point in the 10-year. Those are not normal moves in the context of a few days. A full point in the 10-year. Right now, you're talking about a yield of 1.46%. 1.46, the yield on the 10-year. All right, jumping around to the headlines as we come into that holiday. Futures rise on Omicron optimism. Some good news out there. From, BioNTech, Novavax, as they have their two-dose treatment of COVID-19 vaccine demonstrated strong immune response against the Omicron variant. It did add that the response to Omicron was lower than that against the original virus strain, and that a booster dose would likely be helpful. Nonetheless, so it pretty much continues that it seems like, I think I saw another study out this morning, maybe it was on Bloomberg, I'll try and pull it up, talking about that it continues to be real world statistics, real world facts. It looks to be something that is less severe. You have travel stocks trading higher yet again today. And I was talking about this on the show yesterday in terms of how quickly these stocks have gotten back a lot of what they pulled back for the whole variant pullback. You were down to $16. Right now you got American. American's going to open up about 25 cents in the positive yet again. Backing this up on a daily, there is your jump on the original kind of Omicron acceleration to lower prices from the Wednesday before Thanksgiving to the Friday after Thanksgiving, November 24th to November 26th. You have the airlines almost back to fill that gap right now. Delta Airlines has actually filled that gap. You're going to open up about 40 cents. You jump to domestically above that gap. as domestic air numbers actually above where we were in 2019. Does not look to be impacting domestic travel as much as potentially international travel, where you do have countries just locking it down. That's going to cause some problems on international travel no matter what. We talked about, though, Southwest, the weakest of the airlines in a big way. You look at Southwest, from $64 down to $41 this year. The gap, though, from November 24th on Southwest, if you're thinking about getting into any of these airlines for a pop, I think Southwest might be the last one that I would do that, because look how far you are away from where you were on November 24th. You're a solid 12% off those numbers, where most of the airlines are just back to one gap. Most of the airlines will be trading almost 8 to 10% higher. Southwest pulling back on that. The cruise ships, remarkable resurgence as well. You wouldn't think with all that fear, right? You come into the Omicron variant in Thanksgiving. You now have Carnival above that price level, man. Carnival. The pain has just not stopped on these cruises, right? Look at where we are. You're talking about trading at prices that we were trading at in June of 2020 for a company like Carnival. You make it up to $30 this year. You're trading at 21. Thought we had a channel line at one point back here. I did not trade Carnival, did trade Norwegian at one point in my newsletter. We got stopped out. It's the reason why you have stops, folks. And pulling up the daily for some more context here. I think it was somewhere around this area that we were trying to get in that, trying to find the bottom of this trend line for an acceleration higher. You set your stop below it. We did get stopped out, but man, thank goodness for stops. I think we got stopped out at $25 or something like that. This stock trades down to $17, man, from $25. You didn't think it kind of had that acceleration, right? If you said, as we came into this reopen, just trying to calibrate your brains of the moves possible, do you think that we will trade back to prices that we haven't seen since 2020 on the cruises? I'd probably say, you know what? I think that this area will hold, that we had a low back in February, 21.88. We had a low back in July of 21.28. Both of those lining up pretty well. If anything, maybe you trade back down to that low. But no, we surpassed that and trade to a 17 handle, right? 17.78 for the price of this equity. So be careful as these flare-ups and variant concerns persist, because unfortunately they're going to persist. I mean, it seems like Delta roars, then Omicron roars. Not sure it's going to impact the economy in a grand scale, but it will impact it, especially when you talk travel stocks, the way that they can be impacted when you get countries shutting things down. Not that this even applies at all to the context, but China, man, because they're their own animal, and not like this is going to impact, the airlines entirely, but pretty remarkable the way that they lock it down continually. You're talking about 127 cases, and they locked down a city of 13 million. That's the biggest since Wuhan amid the virus spread over in China as they try and clamp it down. The 13 residents of Xi'an, maybe, were told to remain in their homes, to designate one person to go out every other day for necessities. Can you imagine what would happen, rightfully so, if this was going on in America, triggering fights over access to food? One person from the house gets to go out every couple of days. You think China has freedom, folks? Be careful of that dictatorship over there. Non-essential travel out of the city was banned. So they lock it down, and I'm not sure how long they lock it down, but usually for a couple weeks or a few weeks and they do eradicate it, but man, they just hold everybody in their houses basically. And this going on, as China's going to be hosting the Winter Olympics, man. Pretty remarkable. That's where we decided to go for the Winter Olympics in light of what continues to go on with China, let alone that tennis star and everything going on there. All right, back to the markets. We got 9:14 a.m. right now. S&P's up by 12 points. Don't jump around to some of the equities this morning. We got Tesla. Elon Musk. Turns out he's still selling shares. So much for being done selling. But guess what? Tesla's positive. We'll be right back, folks.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps up 12 right now. NASDAQ 100 up about 28 points. The Dow up 90. Russell up 9 points as well. You got crude in the positive, up 11 pennies, and gold in the green by about $5 right now. Let's jump over to our man, Kevin Hincks. Every trading day, folks, 12 noon Eastern time, live on TD Ameritrade Network, Fast Market. Kevin Hincks, Tom White, the team at TD Ameritrade Network. They break down the day's market action. They walk you through hypothetical trade setups, folks. They're talking about defined risk. They're talking options. They're talking equities. Kevin Hincks, ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Tommy O'Brien. Great to be on with you guys. We're getting into the late stages of the trading year here, one day before the holidays start, and we got a bunch of data that's actually pretty interesting today, Tommy. Durable goods, a nice, strong headline number, both at new orders and ex-transportation. Those were two nice beats. A strong labor market with jobless claims around 205,000 and personal income and outlays. That inflation data that we got there, the best I could say about that is it did nothing to increase fears about inflation, Tommy. And I think that's what the market feels good about after consuming and digesting all this data.
Yeah, it seems like, Kevin, and we talked about it yesterday, man, you said it, the data, the earnings, strong numbers across the board right now, pushing this market higher. I talked about in the beginning of the program, pretty remarkable if I said to you Monday, Kevin, at kind of middle of the day, 45.20 in the S&Ps, that we're going to be 200 points higher by the time we come into Christmas. Just a resilient market, man. It always surprises how quickly it's been able to rebound. And as you mentioned, pretty much the numbers pretty much in line when you're talking about the personal income expenditures, which we had been missing for a while in 2021, Kevin, surprising on some of the numbers continually on the inflation, whatever it be. So the market probably pretty happy that it seems like it's kind of pegging these numbers somewhat decently. And maybe the numbers that they're expecting for 2022, if they keep hitting those estimates, it would come back down to almost 2.5% by the end of next year. With that in mind, Kev, we got, the S&P's up like 11 points right now, man. We come back for next week, a full trading week next week. But what are you looking for this market as we come into the end of the year within 1% now, Kevin, of the all-time highs in the S&P?
Yeah, Tommy, this market certainly seems like now it's getting more comfortable with where we are with all the metrics of the economy, right? You've got the 10-year yield sitting around 1.45. You've got the 30-year about 1.85. You've got the VIX now 18, or you've got the VIX now 18.5. So I think this market is settling in. The last 5 real trading days of this year could be some fun, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm ready for Christmas, man. I'm ready for New Year. I know we got a full week next week, but it seems like with a 3-day weekend coming up through Christmas, the week between Christmas and New Year's, always a slow week, of course, as you're in that kind of holiday season. The kids are home from school, and would it be? That VIX, man, really talking about volatility just sucks things out. We got quite a spike earlier this week, man, but the market just responds in a big way, and the VIX trades to lower prices. So we got lower volatility right now priced into this market. I'd kind of agree with the sentiment. I started the show off, Kevin, saying, there's nothing to say this market just doesn't drift higher even today or into next week when you're so close to those all-time highs. Why not settle 4,700 and change or something like that on the S&Ps? With the holiday season coming down, the last day before Christmas as we come in, what do you guys have slated for the program coming up at 12 today, Kevin?
Yeah, one word describes today's show, Tommy: travel. Like Folio's going to do a presentation on the airlines. We're going to look at all things travel today, Tommy.
I love it, man. I'm going to be watching, man. I try and catch the program every day. You guys do an outstanding job, man, and thank you for doing such a great job on the program and TD Ameritrade Network, the education you guys provide, Kevin. But I'll especially be watching for travel because I was talking about at the beginning of the show, Kevin. It's interesting, and I'll throw this at you before I let you go for the travel, because all the stocks very close to back to where you were before that sell-off on Thanksgiving that had to do with Omicron. Southwest looks to be a little bit of a laggard, though, man. They have pulled back pretty dramatically. And if you look where they were on November 24th, before you kind of got that gap away, you were trading at 45, 46, 46 and change. Most of the other airlines gotten back most of those losses. You got Southwest trading at like 41. Really interesting stuff, the travel industry. That's one area, Kevin, I keep looking because eventually it seems like they'll rebound, whether it's especially those cruise stocks as well. But there would be an opportunity to volatility to the upside, man. But every time these stocks try, it seems like they get pummeled to the downside. Well, Kevin, we appreciate everything you do, man. We'll be watching at noon Eastern time today. And Merry Christmas. You have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, man.
Merry Christmas, Tommy. All my love to the O'Brien family.
To the Kevin Hincks family and all of your family as well, Kevin. We appreciate it, man. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a great Christmas and weekend. Folks, tune in 12 noon Eastern time today. They'll be talking travel. They do an outstanding job. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, they are a sponsor, folks. I would use the platform anyway. I know I'm biased, but I would watch the program anyway because they do such an outstanding job. The education they provide, I've learned many things in the option market specifically, but beyond that, in the broad market as well. And like Folio does a great job breaking down some of those consumer trends and so forth. So they're coming up at noon Eastern time today. Back to the markets, we'll jump around. Bitcoin. So quite a year for Bitcoin as we round out the year. Putting this on a 3-year weekly, you almost forget what the normal was for Bitcoin prior to this year because it's been quite a run. Folks, 10,000 was a number we're talking about last year. It seems like 50,000 has become the new normal this year. 60,000 was where we were comfortable a couple times. It is almost tough to remember that just over a year ago, 10,000 was the number on Bitcoin. Just over a few years ago, you were still at 3,300. Now, you back up the futures as far as you can go. They go public. The futures, December 2017, if you recall, it was all negative action out of the gate. You had Bitcoin trading at 20,000. They open. That's your high. Bitcoin becomes shortable on a regulated exchange. Seems like one of the easiest shorts the market will ever provide, right? You can short Bitcoin on a regulated exchange. Markets open, selling takes over. Over the first year, you trade down to 3,000. But man, what a buy that would have been. 3,000 up to 48,000 right now. A little bit of dicey action, though. When you look at this on the chart, right, you get a double top here. Very simple action there. Do you come back down and test 30,000? You're trading at 48,000 right now. That is still quite a move that you could have in Bitcoin prices. Let's pull up Ethereum, my other favorite crypto, and I don't have any crypto, folks. I should have some crypto, obviously. Maybe not at 60,000, though. Maybe not at 4,000 or 4,900 on Ethereum. So there's your action on Ethereum. You see a little bit different action than Bitcoin. We're sitting at 4,000. You have the high of 4,900. That's a monthly. Putting it back on a daily, not quite the pullback as Bitcoin. Bitcoin traded from 69,000 to 48,000, right? You have Ethereum that's basically just back at September prices. For some context there, when you talk about strength, yeah, I guess you're back to September prices in the same way here. But well off the highs of $20,000. What is that? That's a 30% haircut versus Ethereum trading down about 20% off of the highs. So in relation, Ethereum a little bit stronger than Bitcoin continually on those pullbacks. Man, this S&P though, I talked about this channel line. You know, yes, you deviate from the channel line by the tune of almost 100 points, but there have been some quick pullbacks, and boy, I talked about it. If we ever get a move to the top side of this channel line, you're talking about 4,900. Nonetheless, we're already how many points off the low now? You're talking about almost 200 points off the lows that we made on Monday. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back for the opening bell. I'll be right back in 3 minutes.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open. We got the S&Ps right now up 12 points, trading at 46.98. You see the chart here on a daily basis. Going to back things out again. bumping up basically against all-time highs. We got one tail there that made it up to 47.43, but you're right up against 4,700. Look at how many times the candles have lined up right at 4,700, and it's backing things up, folks. The better part of 6 or 7 weeks, we've had those candles lining up, and you've got two sell-offs in there. Once you have a 200-point sell-off. Second time, you get about 180-point sell-off from 4,700 to 45.20, and just like that, we're sitting at 4,700 coming into the holiday weekend. 3-day weekend this weekend, next week. Markets actually no holiday for New Year's this year. I guess that's how it happens on Saturday. On Sunday, when the following year, New Year's Day will fall on Sunday. It falls on Saturday this year. When it falls on, let me make sure. Yes, it falls on Saturday the 1st. So we get no holiday. We're open on a full day, New Year's Eve, the 31st. So we'll be open. And with that, we come right back Monday. So you get 2 days off when it's Saturday. So I asked myself, is that the same for Sunday? Because it seems like it would make sense. You'd have New Year's Eve on Saturday night. New Year's Day would be Sunday. No, for some reason they recognize the 2nd as a holiday when New Year's Day falls on the 1st on a Sunday. But when the 1st falls on a Saturday, there's no holiday recognized. How does that make sense? I don't know how that makes sense. But nonetheless, we get no holiday for New Year's this year. We'll be closed only Saturday and Sunday. All right, back to the markets. Let's jump around to what we have going on. And as Kevin talked about, some numbers out this morning. Let's go over them. Durable goods orders increased more than forecast was one of those numbers. We've got a bunch of numbers out at 8:30 because of the holiday tomorrow. Bookings for all durable goods. These are items meant to last at least 3 years, increased 2.5% from the prior month. Sharp rise in aircraft orders was one of the things bumping that up. The value of core capital good orders, a proxy for business investment in equipment that excludes aircraft and military hardware, fell 0.1% after upwardly revised 0.9% increase in October. The median estimate called for 0.7% increase in capital goods orders and a 1.8% rise in durable bookings. So a beat on durable goods, but the core number was a miss there despite the softer results in business equipment orders. The strength in prior months still illustrates the robust pattern of private investments there. The other number out, jobless claims was out this morning at 8:30, 205,000, right near a 52-year low, 200,000. Market looking for 205,000, comes right in line. And when you're talking about 10 or 15,000 claims away from record lows, you're basically right up to that number. On an adjusted basis, 254,000 was the number there. All right, other news out there. We'll jump through some of the headlines. Exxon, seems like they got a blaze going on at one of their refineries, unfortunately. Gas prices spiking a bit. That's not what we need right now. Working to extinguish a fire at its Baytown facility in Texas, the 4th largest refinery in the U.S. At about 1 a.m., a fire occurred at their facility. Emergency vehicles, smoke may be noticeable. Not what you want to see. You got gas prices rising. Gas's premium to crude rose as much as 6.1% on the refinery news for gas. You have oil, headline there, holding near 4-week high. Crude inventories had dropped by 4.72 million barrels last week. That was the EIA inventory numbers that were out yesterday, I believe. That's sending crude even above 73. As I mentioned, just a week ago, we were trading at $66 and change in crude. You rebound pretty quickly. I mean, you want to be a bear. It is tough when you got to deal with 10% price pops in 1 week, right? If oil was really topping out, man, you're getting from $66.12 to $73 and change, you're getting a $7 move. You're getting more than a 10% move in a week to the upside. That is some strength for you in that crude market. Apple, just talking about whether there's shutdowns or not, it is going to impact the economy to some degree when you have this Omicron variant spreading. Not like the market pays attention, though, man. We get this market trading higher. Apple shares today up about 0.2% at 176, we'll call it. We jumped to Microsoft shares. Microsoft up about 0.2% as well. Amazon shares down 0.3% this morning. Let's see, Facebook shares, how we trading? Flat. Let's see how Tesla's moving. Up 0.33%, back above 1,000 at 1,012 for Tesla shares. Jumping down the line to what else we have going on. Crocs, how about this one? Interesting. This stock has been on a tear and a half. They're going to buy shoe brand Hey Dude for $2.5 billion to boost growth. That is going to be payable in the form of $2.05 billion in cash and $450 million in Crocs shares issued to Hey Dude founder Alessandro Rossano. This company, I saw this headline, I looked it up, started in 2008, I believe, in France. Here's the website. They better be making some money selling $700 shoes, folks. That's what I will say. They expect the deal to immediately add to its sales growth and earnings, while the combined operations will generate significant free cash flow. The agreement underscores the rapid expansion of Crocs' business. Crocs has said it expects revenue growth of as much as 65% this year. Hey Dude is going to operate as a standalone division. It makes lightweight casual shoes and sandals for men, women, and children. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? When you just go to their website, I jumped into the stories. I was in the About Us. Come on, get up here. That they make shoes. Let's get this. They're searching for a modern shoe that felt as comfy as a slipper. And there is your founder who cashes in a big way. Congrats to him. In 2008. Yeah. So they make premium shoes that feel like slippers. And when I went over there to all the styles, it looks like some pretty comfy shoes over there. They better be comfy for $700, man. Be interesting to see what kind of metrics they're dealing with there when you're selling shoes for $700. I'm sure there's some high costs associated with making those shoes, pretty custom, I'm assuming. But man, oh man. $700 for a pair of shoes. They better be some damn comfy shoes for $700. But Crocs, they're going to operate that one as a standalone. $2.5 billion they'll be paying. You jump over to Crocs shares, though, the market saying, hey dude, down 10% on that number, man. The market not so sure of that purchase. You trade from 140 to 125. Now you're looking at getting into Crocs. Might be a nice area. At least you got your back against the wall here, right? You are right back to 126. You didn't think you'd be back there probably when you were in there from October. 1 month, you trade up 50%, and the next month, you give it all back, just like that on Crocs shares. S&Ps right now are up 24 points, too, and this company is down 10% from 140 to 126. The move almost doesn't look as big as it should on this chart because you were just trading at 155. This is just a 5-day, 15-minute chart on Crocs. Now, jumping over to the Analyze tab on the fundamentals, you scroll down, you're talking about a $7.5 billion market cap company right now. So that is a big purchase for a company of that size, which is why I put that out. They have some big gaps. They do have some big gaps. You're coming right close to one right now. You're talking about a high of 120.33 back to July 21st. And I see that next gap down there that's pretty noticeable from April. Volume having to do with earnings. And look at the way this thing beat and charged higher. You had April, you charge higher on earnings. July, you charge higher on earnings. October, you charge higher on earnings before the market recalibrates and drives right back down to that price point. But hey, the great thing about making trades like that is that there's nothing wrong with being wrong, folks. You pick the trade. Maybe you look for an area of support that it found back in October. That's a nice trade setup. You set your stop under that price level. Worst case, you get stopped out. Best case, trades back. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&P is up 24 points right now. You're trading at 4709. NASDAQ 100 up 43. The Dow's up 204 points. You're only about 160 points away from that 36,000 mark yet again in the Dow. And the Russell up by 7 right now. You have crude up 18 cents, 72.93 in crude. And gold trading a little bit lower in the last few minutes. Gold, we'll call flat on the session, negative by 90 cents at 18.01. We got a question in the Tigers Den from our man Jeff talking about Lucid. So Lucid Cars, they are in the electric car business, right? I got a chart up here. Now this goes back to backing things up. They tick across at 960. I think, was this a SPAC deal, which is why it was ticking across at $10, right? You go public at 10, accelerates to 64.86. Market gets a little ahead of itself in February. You see the volume in here, too. You were doing huge numbers, 190 million shares back there. Well, things take off again after trading all the way back down to $16 from 64. The run really accelerates October 28th. I guess you could say it starts October 25th. You do see that first acceleration. You go from 16 million shares on the 22nd to 53 million October 25th. The cool thing about this pullback is you're right at that 618 line. You've been shopping around since December 9th. This is a daily chart I got up there. You can check out the action. I took the acceleration beginning on that first volume day where you were trading at about $25 up to 57.59 about. What's the actual high? 57.75. Right at that 618. So that's a nice price point. What I will say is you could start to nibble there. I don't know if you want to ride this all the way from 37 to 25 because 25 is possible. So maybe you nibble. If it's an investment, you could always nibble for a little bit, partial position. If it's a trade, I would think about maybe nibbling and setting your stop somewhere at 35.50 or something like that, and then look to get back into it if it trades to 25 or maybe even to the bottom of this bar here, which was October 28th of 28, because you back this up. We'll keep it on a daily and zoom in on the action. I mean, there's nothing to say this doesn't pull back to where you were October 26th. But always like to see that 618 because many times you can have a reversal. You trade higher, pull back a 618, you base out a bit over the period of basically a couple weeks now, finding a little bit of support on that 618 price level of about $37, we'll call it, 37 and change. But be careful of these equities, man. Anytime you have an equity, trade higher and give almost it all back, and you trade higher right up to that same high, and you might give it all back. Be careful of that one. All right. jumping back to the market. S&P's up 26 points right now, checking out on a daily basis. We got some consecutive bars, man, and you are within now 30 points of the all-time highs. All right, what else we have going on, folks? It is the holiday Tiger Dollar sale, last day, December 23rd. We'll close tomorrow, folks. I encourage you to check out the Tiger Dollar holiday sale. We've doubled the bonuses. There's nothing else you need to do. You can get a 20, 30, or 40% bonus depending on your purchase level. Tiger Dollars are good for all of our newsletters, all of the webinars, live trading webinars that we do, newsletters, Tiger Den. Check out the Tiger Dollar sale, 20, 30, 40% bonus. It runs through today. Tiger Dollars never expire, folks. You apply them to your account once. They get used for all transactions until that balance hits zero. There's nothing else to do. And we run the sale about a couple times a year. And so next time, probably at its earliest, you're talking about June or July. And if we do it then, we always talk about the possibility of maybe just doing one a year or a couple a year. But nonetheless, our holiday sale ends today. And then we gotta love coming into the holiday season. We're at all-time highs in the S&P. And that's why there's not a lot of fear in this market, and probably rightfully so, folks. We're seeing some strong numbers from where we've been this year. From the little bit of the scare we got following Thanksgiving in terms of the new variant. Seems like we've overcome that. Yes, we will be dealing with some cases and so forth, but not a worst case scenario, to say the least, in any way. As the S&Ps are up 23 points right now, it's a good feeling going into the holiday season is the point there. And don't see a lot of reason for rapid selling as we come back for 5 trading days to wrap up 2021 next year, before the next year begins. 2022. It's going to be 2022, man. Whew. All right, we talked about Crocs buying a shoe company that makes $700 shoes. Again, I got to try some $700 shoes, man. Those look like some fantastic shoes. They do look comfy, but boy, $700, $600. Wally Suede Charcoal, $698. That one better be a stinger, man. How about the sale prices at $289? Now, I'll throw Cole Haan, folks. I'm a big fan of Cole Haan shoes. I'll throw them some free promo. They get a little pricey at times, but you can always find a good Black Friday sale potentially as well, but not $600 or $700 pricey. But everybody has their context. All right, jumping back to what we have going on in the market and other news. This one was interesting. I was reading earlier. Dirty crypto, $113 million in dirty crypto, cleaned by Frankfurt prosecutors. I wasn't aware here. So illicit crypto, it gets marked as illicit is what happens here. So the bank hired to put the money back into circulation. I imagine you're going to see this becoming a lot more prevalent. Prosecutors in the German state of Hesse tapped a local bank to quote-unquote clean the crypto worth about 100 million euros or 113 million US they seized in a criminal case against 3 drug traders. They turned to, I cannot pronounce that one, man, Bankhaus Scheich. What? I'm not even going to go for that one. They're a specialist in digital assets to return the cryptocurrency to regular circulation. The pair said they will cooperate in future criminal cases to put confiscated crypto back into circulation. It was sold within a week earlier this month, $100 million. Pretty remarkable. The market is at a point that you can sell $100 million worth of crypto into it pretty seamlessly. As the cryptocurrencies are related to crime, they're considered, quote-unquote, contaminated coins. I didn't even know such a thing existed. It would make sense, I guess, when everything is trackable. You get something like that. They know where those coins exist. That's kind of like how you can keep tabs of a wallet online. Like they know that some of the biggest wallets that exist own X percentage of Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., but actually marked as contaminated coins. So this process is going to be established to ensure that trading partners are informed the currencies are back in legal possession and have been declared quote unquote clean, allowing them to be sold. Well, the next step is, how do you scam and clean dirty money that's not really cleaned? What's the bank doing that's so special? How do they clean that? I'm just saying, that's the next step, right? It goes round and round. But if a bank can clean $113 million, I'm sure the criminals are saying, how do you clean $113 million, man? Because I want to clean some dirty crypto. Not speaking me, I'm just saying people out there, it'll always be a battle in that market, folks. Completely unregulated most of the way. And boy, if you're a brilliant cyber criminal, I imagine this is quite a time for you with cryptos exploding in the last year. All right, we'll jump to what else we have going on in the future. An article out here from Bloomberg Business Week. Sidewalk robots find foothold on college campuses. It's interesting to think about how the world's going to change. Self-driving vehicles This is the first step, and this seems like one actually that AI probably almost already has solved, if not has solved. You got Starships, 50 robots at James Madison University showcase the potential for automated delivery bots. They say right in here, they look like a Yeti cooler. I would say that's a pretty good comparison. They do look like Yeti coolers. A lot more interesting than Yeti coolers, although Yeti, they are a great brand. We'll talk a little bit about this when we get back, but interesting. So they got 50 of these things running around James Madison right now. And you see, you put them in, you fill them up, they deliver things. It's only a matter of time, folks. I mean, these last mile deliveries, it's coming. And it's going to be wild to see how it changes things because, boy, unfortunately, it is going to take place of many jobs out there in terms of deliveries, etc. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come right back to finish up the show.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Very possible that we see a record high today. We're only 33 points in the S&Ps away from that price level right now. You back it up to the NASDAQ 100, a little bit further, you're talking about 500 points. The Dow, you're talking about 600 points. Russell right now, boy, you're talking about 230 points. So S&Ps right near those highs, closest to an all-time high when you're talking about only 33 points. And as I said, yes, we have one tail above that price level. We have a couple tails above that price level. But really, you're talking about, I wonder what the close. We're talking about probably a close at record highs as you come into that, where we just got tails at this point. When I look for a close for a record, let's check it out here. 46.63. Yeah, that's not even close. All these closes pretty well below that level. I'm going to back things up even just to zoom in on this action. Yeah, that's probably going to be a record close if we're up on that level. I don't see any candles closed above that price level. 47.07 right now in the S&Ps. I want to talk about this article with the robots handing out deliveries. So this one, Robot 509, 50 Starship robots, James Madison. That's 22 colleges, though, where the company now operates. Students pay $1.99 per delivery. Okay, you got Kiwibot. That's another sidewalk droid startup. Signed a deal in August with Sodexo. Sodexo, that's a big company out there deploying. They do a bunch in terms of servicing college campuses. 1,300 robots on 50 of the campuses where the food service provider runs the dining halls and cafes. 50 campuses, 1,300 robots, folks. That's about 25 robots, 27 robots per a college campus that are going to be running around. Several pricing structures, but generally charges about $13 per robot per month. That works out, though, to less than $2 per an hour. That still seems pretty pricey, man. They're renting those robots at, what is that, $15,600 a year. You're paying $16,000 to rent that robot. I mean, that's got to be quite a robot, man. And I guess it is, but $1,300. You think about what kind of car a lease $1,300 can get you. It's a car that looks a lot more magnificent than this robot. My thoughts are that they're getting quite a margin there at $1,300 per a month. But guess what? The point was, they're coming, folks. These companies like DoorDash, etc., it's all coming. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Be safe out there. No drunk driving. Stay tuned, folks. Live programming all day. We'll be right back.